Before we get started with the video today, guys, I want to let you viewers out there know that only a small fraction of you guys currently watching are actually subscribed to my channel, so make sure to smash that subscribe button for instant updates about videos that I release and other announcements, and also smash that like button to help my channel out. Enjoy the video. Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool here, back once again with another Epic 7 YouTube video, and today I'm going to be covering the Powder of Knowledge of shop for this rotation and what you guys should be buying from it. Now, if you guys don't already know by now, there is a shop called the Powder of Knowledge shop. If you click the shop in the bottom left, it basically uses a currency that you get from basically like disenchanting or selling your useless artifacts. So for example, if I sell these 3-star artifacts here, you'll see I get 2 powder, right? And then 4 stars will give you 8, and then 5 stars will give you 24. Now, there's a long list of artifacts that you should keep, but just to be concise, I'm just going to say for every 5-star artifact, you at least want 1 copy, because they may get buffed, because they do frequently get buffed. And for 4-star artifacts, it's nice to have at least 1 or more copies of every artifact that are max limit broken, because these get buffed sort of frequently, but although the buffs aren't that big, these artifacts are very, very useful. Now, to go over what items to buy from the shop here, so first and foremost, you'll see that I have the Bottle of Knowledge bought. Since I bought it, you can only buy 1 per rotation. I actually can't buy it until it refreshes again, which will be in about 40 days. It's a very long time, but the reason why you want to buy this, guys, is because for 240 powder, it basically acts as another artifact. It's going to limit break. You can use this to limit break any single artifact that's 5-star in the game, even limited and collab ones. And what it does is you don't need extra copies of the artifact. So for time matter, right here, I only have 1 copy. I can always just bottle it and then get a limit break. Now, you only really want to use these bottles for limited or collab artifacts because they're only available within their banner. That happens once a year, while normal artifacts will always rotate in this powder shop. You'll see them pop up once in a while. You can always pull for them if you're a whale, and also they do pop up in the mystic banners as well. So Bottle of Knowledge mostly going to be used for your limited and your collaboration artifacts. Now, starting with the 2 artifacts at the top, so these are the featured artifacts, so they will be 240 instead of 180. They're featured because their banners are running right now, so if you don't want to, pull endlessly for artifacts because there is no pity, Smilegate did add this system where you can buy it with powder now for artifacts that are on the banner, which is a really nice change. It just sucks that it's a little bit more expensive, but I guess there has to be some kind of catch. So yeah, Bastion of Perusia is Lilius's artifact. I don't think this one's worth buying, guys. It's not even limited, and it's a knight artifact, and there's already a lot of good knight artifacts in the game, especially like 4-star ones like Adamant Shield, Aureus obviously, and then like Lilius likes using Steadfast Gatekeeper as well, which if I can show you is going to be basically whenever she gets hit by an AoE attack, she actually gets CR pushed, which is really nice because a lot of openers like F10 and S3s are AoE openers, so if you use that as a cleanser, it's really nice on her because she can push herself up and then use her S3 to cleanse. So I don't really think Lilius's artifact's worth it, guys, to buy. I mean, if you get it from pulling for her though, it's fine. It's like not a bad artifact. You can use it a lot on defense teams if you want to use Lilius because you can run your DPS with no immunity. So it's very, very nice for people that don't have a good source of immunity gear. If you just want to set up like a knight defense team, you don't have to worry about your immunity set on your DPS. Also, Dignus Orb is the next featured artifact, which is going to be from Vivian's banner. So this artifact is actually very, very good for certain units, namely like Vivian herself. Very, very good for her in PvP and has good uses in PvE. And then top model Luca likes this artifact a lot, especially if you want to use her in RTA and want to use her in more of like a bruisery setup rather than, take first turn and just instantly win, which is very kind of risky. Dignus Orb is a very, very strong artifact for that. So if you really want to use top model Luca and Vivian in PvP, Dignus Orb is okay to buy, although I personally would not recommend it if you're an early mid-game player because Dignus Orb is going to be solely for PvP, besides I guess like Katie's Hunt, which is also very late game. So by the time you get to late game, you already have this this artifact from like, I don't know, the 10 free summon events for 7 days, or just from pulling on mystic banners, or most likely Vivian's banner will come around by that time as well, and you can just pick it up then. So not a good use of your powder early game, but for mid late game players that want to use Vivian and Tom Luca in PvP, Dignus Orb is pretty good. It's pretty decent, if not mandatory on those units. Then next we have the charms. So I never really recommend buying charms. Although charms are very, very hard to get for artifacts, it's just not worth the powder. It's like really expensive. Just think about it this way: you're giving up a 4-star artifact for a greater artifact charm, right? And it's just not really worth. So skip the charms, guys. It's just too expensive. If they lowered this, like, I don't even know if I'd still buy it if it was lowered, because powder is really important in this game, guys, because artifacts don't have pity. So you need as much powder as you can get, because that's basically your artifact pity, quote unquote. And then the first 5-star artifact we have in the rotating shop is going to be, that's not featured of course, is Sigurd Scythe. So yeah, this is a must buy if you don't have it, guys, especially if you're going to want to use like your Ravi or your like Ram, right? Like any like warrior unit that you want to use for PvP. It's just very, very good for. Like, this is the best warrior artifact in the game, barring like Draco Plate. But Sigurd Scythe is still, I think, in my opinion, better because it's more consistent, because it just gives you so much innate healing. Did you ever like fight a Ravi and then like she counters and just heals to full health with the rest one? Well, that's because of Sigurd Scythe. And the best part about Sigurd Scythe is you can keep it at plus 15. You don't even have to limit break it, and it will still do its job very, very well. Obviously, having it plus 30 is better, but plus 15 is sufficient enough for like 95% of scenarios, I'd say. So very, very powerful warrior artifact. It's even good in PvE, guys. Like if you're running like Ravi for your Automaton Tower team, which I do like every single time it resets, Ravi can solo it if you get the right devices and have Sigurd Scythe. So very, very powerful warrior artifact. I'd say if you don't have one, even if you don't have Ravi and or Ram or like any other like good warrior that uses it, like even like LQC, I'd say buy it, because if you do end up pulling those units and you don't have Sigurd Scythe, sure, they're usable, but you'll notice that they're a lot less stronger, because Sigurd Scythe is a very, very key part of a lot of warriors kits at the moment that are meta. Next, we have Mort's artifact, Ancient Dragon's Legacy. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's okay on Mort, right? But I'm not too much of a fan of this artifact. I'd say skip it. Maybe it is okay, but I don't think it's really worth the 180 powder, guys. So that's an easy skip. It just increases your crit hit chance, and then basically when Mort S2s, right, he has like the crit damage, which is nice. But Mort is already like in a weak spot still after the buffs, in my opinion, so I don't think it's worth powdering. Then next we have a Double Edge Decrescent, which is Urvalin's artifact. I actually have like a ton of these, because I when I was trying to pull for Urvalin when he first came out, I got like 4 of them. And it turns out this artifact is not good, because why would you even use this, right? Basically, when you attack with your S1 or your S3 on Urvalin, you're going to have like a attack buff, and you can silence. But it's like, why would you run this over like Portrait, right? Because Portrait just gives you flat damage right away, which is better. And this needs to ramp up. And the silence chance is way too low for it to be good. Also, Thieves have like really good artifacts already, like Moonlight Dreamblade, Alexa's Basket, right? So many good choices you can choose from. So that makes that artifact pretty trash in my opinion. It needs buffs. Next we have Doctor's Bag. So this got buffed actually, and I think it's like not bad. Basically what happens is every 3 turns when you use a non-attack skill, which is going to be like basically every healing ability in the game, for Soul Weavers, barring like a few. You're gonna also cleanse 1 debuff from everyone, like A Momo's S2, and also heal. So it's basically like A Momo's S2 built into an artifact. Whenever you use like a heal or something, it'll also proc, so it's pretty good. Only thing is the cooldown, I think, is a little too long. They should really make it like 2 turns in my opinion. I think 3-turn cooldowns on artifacts are just way too long. But it is okay in certain scenarios, so I'd say like it is an okay artifact, but worth it 180 powder, probably not. And then usually with the 4-star artifacts, guys, you're never going to really want to buy them. The only 4-star artifacts I would recommend are like Moonlight Dreamblade. Let me even look, like what 4-star artifacts would I recommend? Like Moonlight Dreamblade's definitely one. I guess like Water's Origin and Magaraha's Tome are really good. Tagahel's Ancient Book is probably the best one that you could buy from the powder shop. I think if you see Tagahel's and you really want to use like Cleave, like Bazaar, if you want to use like Spectre Snebria or like Carrot, right? Very good purchase, but it's not in the rotation right now, so nothing's really popping out to me. I think the best of this bunch would be Kaladra for PvE, but like I said, powder is a very important resource, so not worth buying these 4-stars. The only time I'd ever consider buying the 4-star ones, guys, is Tagahel's Ancient Book, because you can never have too many maximum broken ones, and that's like one of the most, I think that is the most broken artifact in the game in my opinion, because of it's just stupidly designed, just having souls. So yeah, well, that's pretty much it for my what you should buy from the Powder of Knowledge shop for this rotation, guys. I hope this video helped you out. I know a lot of people have been asking what artifacts are good. I do have a video that I made a long time ago that has a lot of the artifacts, like what you should sell and buy. I think I'm gonna remake it though, because I think it was poorly presented, but I'll be coming out with an artifact video, most likely telling you guys you know, like on a rating of 1 to 5 how good each artifact is. Probably like a longer video and what they're used for, just so newer players can, you know, understand what artifacts are okay to keep multiple copies of and which ones you want to sell. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my channel out a lot. and I'll be back with another video soon. Goodbye.